Okay, today we're gonna tackle a pretty big topic, and that is how to live your own life without having to please or do as your parents want. Because in the old world, it was totally normal that you do what your parents say, you take over their farm or you follow their footsteps. But today, it's not the case. But there's still this resistance and there's still this common belief that you need to somehow please your parents. And it's this generational thing because your parents has have to do the things that their parents said, and it's this kind of ongoing loop. And only by breaking it yourself you can kind of release your whole ancestral lineage from this curse. Or maybe it's not a curse, it used to be a survival mechanism, but nowadays there's so much else you can do and really find your purpose. And this is what this whole channel is about. It's like this is one reason why I want to help people, because I've seen and talked to so many people that are still lost because they think that they need to do what their parents tell them to do. They need to go to college, they need to study, they need to do this, they need to be a doctor, they need to be a lawyer. And it's not at all interesting to them. They don't have any passion. They do it because they want to please, they want to make their parents proud. And it can be a really tricky situation. But if you actually love yourself, and if they actually love you, they will let you do what you want to do and live your life. And for some people, it's unfortunate because their parents may never accept it, and there might be these really big dramas. So there's like two options, basically. You either sacrifice your own life to make your parents proud, and when they die one day, you're gonna fall flat and be like totally like, what the fuck happened, because you've lived because of them and you've done these things to them, and then suddenly you're like, what am I supposed to do? I've been pleasing everyone else, I don't even know what I like. Or then you accept that you have to be able to let people down. You have to be able and take the responsibility of someone else feeling bad about your decisions, because that's the only way you can find your true purpose and your direction in life, by listening to yourself. And it's not easy, especially if you've suppressed the inner voice for years, for decades, and then suddenly you're like, I didn't even think this was an opportunity, like a choice. And it is. It's always going to be a choice, and you can make that choice. And at first, it will be terrifying. It will be like the craziest thing ever, because you go against the one who created you. Isn't that like the scariest thing ever? And I know that I've had to kind of go through this whole thing myself, because doing things for yourself may feel like egotistical. It may feel selfish, because we're so conditioned to think that following your own path is just selfish. But it's not. You're gonna be the most happy and fulfilled person when you follow your own thing. And that's gonna make your vibration, your human being, a more positive thing in this world. And this is actually the only way we can change the world to a better place. We cannot change other people or external things. We can only change ourselves. And when we start to change ourselves, that's when other things that are similar to us will start to come into our life. So, as long as you're pleasing someone else, and especially your parents or your culture or whatever it is, you are saying no to yourself. And I don't think there's anything more sad than that, especially when you get over it yourself and you start to realize, like, okay, I lived in this weird illusion that I need to do this weird thing. And now it's kind of just like, why isn't everyone following their dreams and their heart? And you actually have to kind of start opening your heart and listening to your heart, because if you don't do that, you're lost. You don't have a compass. You don't know where to go. And my advice, when you realize this, because it's an instant realization, when you realize that you have the choice to make whatever of your life you want, that's your birthright. You have the right to choose. And if someone else is gonna get sad or mad or whatever from that, it's their problem. And it might sound harsh, but once they get over the initial shock, it might even be that you're gonna be the example for them to also maybe follow their path. And you don't know yet that what may lie behind this terrifying thing of choosing yourself. And only by choosing yourself you will know. You might get accepted when you do that, but you have to accept that it might be the other way around, that you're not accepted and you're gonna be blocked out. But there's always gonna be people in this world who are gonna resonate with you, feel the same, and share the same values, and kind of then you're gonna find out more of those people. But it's scary. But once again, I just want to remind you, you either choose them or you. And if we start choosing ourselves and we start to teach our kids to choose themselves, we're going to have a totally different world in a few hundred years. And I think that's great. Imagine we have the power to change the world by changing ourselves. So this is just a reminder that I know how it feels to go against your parents, and especially parents with strong values and strong opinions. It will most definitely end up in friction and tension, and you accept that, okay, that's part of the journey. And you go and do that thing you always wanted to do, because in 5 or 10 years, you're going to look back and be like, I'm so happy I did that decision. I'm so grateful that I trusted in myself, that I did what I felt called to do and just said, fuck everyone else. Because when you start choosing yourself, you actually start choosing other people, because you don't judge them, you don't hate them, you don't talk shit about people, because you know how people may feel. But only by choosing yourself, you get to see this. You start accepting others only by accepting yourself. So the lesson of the day is to unapologetically choose yourself. And that's going to make this world a better place. Isn't that a funny paradox? My name is Mids, your future purpose. I'm here to help you find more fulfillment, joy, excitement, and purpose in life. Thank you for watching. See you in a future video.